Let's get ratchet with a hatchet. I'll have that. What? That's worth it, is it? What? Oh, for God's sake.
fix this shit. Oh my god. Ooh. That for timing. That is timing. Quite a successful run so far. Oh, shite. Come on. Oh my god, I got 242 rounds. Yeah. I never ever see them. Like, I always just like walk straight into them every single time. I'm never looking for them. And more often than not, they kill me as well. Just fucking, just lolloping through the environment, just not paying any attention whatsoever. Yeah, bro, I don't know where all they came from, to be honest with you. I'm not sure where I picked them up from. I don't remember picking them all up, but I'll take it. The AR-15, aka America's Rifle 15. Oh. Yeah. You can't have the word good without goo. Once again, another game where I'm constantly overweight. There's a pilgrimage going on here. Ah! Yeah. Nice when games are true to life. Constantly overweight in game, constantly overweight in real life. What's my man doing here? Nothing now. Time for a fresh melee weapon. When did we start using the term melee weapon instead of, you know, hand-to-hand weapon? Like, where did that come from? character capacity. Yes, please. Fuel. Yeah, exactly. But it hasn't always been that way. Like, unfortunately, I'm old enough to remember when they used to be called, hand weapons or hand-to-hand weapons, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we suddenly started calling them melee weapons. Like, and I don't know why or where it came from. Melee weapons, and I've even then subsequently heard it referred to in real life as a melee weapon, i.e. a knife or a club or anything that would be like, something you'd hit someone with or stab someone with, whatever, that requires you to be up close, referred to as a melee weapon, but it hasn't always been that way. I don't know where it came from. Yeah, video game lingo, yeah. Melee. Is it though? I don't think it is. I certainly don't think it's very descriptive. Eat one of these antivirals. Antivirals. Wow. My old director at my old job said to me, he said, Matt Saunders, why use one word when 10 will do? And he's right. That's me all over. Yeah, exactly that. Like, melee suggests like a swirling melee, right? Like things, kind of going round in a like a vortex kind of thing. Lots of things happening all at once. Like a chaotic, sort of crowd of, people all like tangled up with each other. That's what a melee suggests to me. Like, you would say, if there was a large fight or something, or like some kind of, you'd say it was a swirling melee, But at some point it just became shorthand for, like, exactly that, like a hand-to-hand implement, Very strange. Yeah, I don't know where it came from. ChatGPT will probably know. Oh. Yeah, it's just interesting, just the etymology of it, like where did it come from? I'd love to know. What? Where are you fuckers coming from? Oh god. The word gay, yeah, wow, that's another one, isn't it? Exactly that. Another good example. Let's beacon that. Bacon. What is bacon? God. I think it's a great game. Which is why I went out of my way to recommend it to you, because I think I certainly think it's up your alley, your wheelhouse, so to speak. What's going on over here? Aha. There we go. Got it this time. Yeah, so tell me about then what, you know, what is it you're going to be doing exactly? Like, you must have some more info by now. Like, what are you going to be doing and where and for whom? Like, I know it's something to do with where your mum works, but I don't quite recall what your mum does. That's why I can give you a hard time. Right. So when you say the plant manager, so what does this plant do? What do they make? Building fire trucks. That's interesting. As in assembling fire trucks, I'm assuming. Yeah, wow, exactly that. You know, it's Jesus. Talk about assembly line. This is a disassembly line. Disassembling some brains. Yeah. Just stabilising that shit would be good enough for now, wouldn't it? How is he going to get out of there? Oh, I guess he's going to come out the door. Bonk. So are you going to be going back in the like the pool house then? I'm assuming that's like going to be where you know what the setup's going to be. Yeah, but didn't you, when you were there before, did you not stay in the... I don't know, if I just made that up, or did you stay in the pool house? It was a sunroom, okay. Something like that, yeah. I knew it was something along those lines. That's some dog food. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Just make sure you go for a shit with no shoes on, but sleep with them on. Fuck off. I don't know what's going on lately, but my right knee is fucked. Like, the longer I sit, like, at a chair, like this, my knee starts hurting for, like, no reason. It's so weird. Don't get old, bro. I cannot recommend it. I haven't even done anything today. My knee's just hurting for no reason. Got to make some compromises. Wow, that sounds like life to me. I don't know. It's just weird. I just sit here and it just all of a sudden it's like, okay, I'm going to start hurting now for no reason at all. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe he's complaining at me for not enough use. Could be it. It's plausible. Unfortunately, my dad has bad knees, and he smashed his knees up playing football over the years and had to have both knees replaced. So when I was at the the peak of my fitness, which let's face it was hardly as if I was very fit either, but I was a bit fit for a bit, you know, going to the gym like 2 or 3 times a week. Even then, like, my knees suffered terribly. Like, when I was running, like, street running, road running is out. Like, I can't do it because it just crushes my fucking joints for some reason. Treadmill is slightly better, but not much. Wow, that room looks like fun. So yeah, I have to do like basically cycling or, you know, walking. Basically, I cannot do running. Just not possible. Which is fine with me because I fucking hate running anyway. Okay. not mean to do that. What? You just like fucking threw me into this room. What are you talking about? No. No, don't you dare. What am I going to do here? I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And it's... Oh, you cocksucker. It just threw me into the room. Swinging for my life. How did I get away with that? The game just tried to fuck me. What on earth? And now every... What is happening with these doors? Am I stuck? Chat, am I cooked? Chat, am I cooked? I feel like I'm cooked. What the hell is happening? I can't get out. What the hell, bro? I'm literally stuck as fuck in this like nether zone between two doors. Ah. I swung my way in here, I can swing my way out. I mean, I'm lucky that I got away with that, to be honest. That fucked me right up. I was on a good run until then. Oh, you motherfucker. That's fucked me off. Bro, like, I don't... Like, who designed this house? Stevie Wonder? What the hell? I don't know what going on there. That was mad. Cough. And I'm overweight again. I'm overweight just with the troubles of on my shoulders. Literally, bane of man, bro. Of course. More doors. And I haven't got enough stamina to fucking kick it open. What? Where did you come from? What are you talking about, game? They're just appearing out of nowhere now. Don't piss me off. Now don't piss me off, game. And of course I can't close it again. Broski. I'm not impressed. I see you out there as well. Salt. Well, yeah, we'll have some of that. Ooh. What? What? The game's all of a sudden just decided to have a fucking complete meltdown on this map for some reason. Heavens only knows what's just gone on there. I'm on the way out. I'm on the way out, lads. Peace out. Right. Need to max out the health. I could do with an antiviral ASAP. Yeah. That sounds very 2025, doesn't it? "2025, the cursed year." Well, I mean, it ended in a much better way than it started, you know, and proceeded through the majority of the year, both for me and for thee. So fingers crossed, bro. You know, we're on an upward trajectory with 2026. You know, used up all the bad luck you could possibly have in 2025. So what's the plan? What's the medium-term plan going to be then? Because I'm assuming that, like, you know, given what you told me about your old dear, that, you know, it's not a long-term solution, isn't it? So, like, what's the, you know, you need to sort of, well, you don't need to tell me this, but I'm assuming you've already understood that you need to make a medium to long-term plan. I won't consider it good yet. There's plenty to go wrong. Yeah, but it's all right. Yeah, fair enough. But it's definitely 10 times better than it was, you know, 3 weeks ago when you didn't know what the fuck you were going to do, you know, at all. So give it credit where credit's due. Credit where credit's due. JEW. Put the bottle suppressor on the UMP. Yes, I can. Look at that. A UMP with a plastic bottle stuck on the end. Heckle and Koch would be proud. Medium term, I think after year one is to see what's what. The answer for now is that there's spaces closer to the building. Spaces closer to the building. Spaces closer to what? You mean like to live in, you mean? Invest in where I can be in myself, not just in general. Investing? As in financial investments, you mean, or? You should definitely look at some form of motorised transport, one way or the other, even if it's just fucking getting a little, you know, little run around bike, motorbike or something like that. I'm going to push you on that now, because you need a push. Get something, get some form of transport, so that if you get in the same position again, you know, that you were last time, but you've got more options, you know, in terms of, you know, widening the net, you know. That's definitely an investment you should make, you know, one way or the other. Let's see, worst comes to worst, I want to have something I could feasibly live in. What, as in like a place, you mean? Rebuild your finances, get your feet under the table somewhere work-wise, get some transport, and then figure out what your domestic situation is in the medium term. That would be my suggestion. And you know this already. You don't need to tell it. I don't know. What's the date? Kaboom. About woodworking, that's interesting. And what, tell me more about that, what do you mean? Going to get much further with this, are we? Viral big style. The one up here, there's usually one here. This guy's on his last legs, so I'm not far off from anyway. Working with wood, really? Yeah, I would never have guessed. I haven't really a clue what I do. Remember loving wood shop back at school, yeah. Look, that's definitely a good idea. Flesh it out. Just make a plan that isn't like based on vibes. You know what I mean? Sorry to be your dad and all that, but like, make sure that like what happens in it. Don't put yourself in that position again, like you've just been in. You know what I mean? Like, get a proper fucking plan together. Like, make a proper plan to get your feet under the table somewhere. And then if you can do something like that as like a hobby with a view to like, on the side, with a view to maybe like, if you're good at it and whatever, it being something big in the future, cool. But like, just, definitely like, don't allow yourself in the same situation you've just been in. You know what I mean? Or that you're basically still in. You know what I mean? But like, like obviously, you know what I'm saying, don't you? Do you know what I mean? Just don't do anything that's based on flighty ideas. You know what I mean? Like, keep your feet fucking firmly planted in the real world. You know? That's to make the money first. Yeah, exactly that, bro. Little side hustle. Until and as and when. What's happening to this guy? He's stuck in the shadow line, bro. Spendo's coming out of my fucking whoopsie. Yeah. Yeah, it's all good. That's all I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? I just, I just think, it's worth mentioning. But you know, you need to make sure that just learn your lesson from what's just happened in it. You know what I mean? Just don't have that happen again. You know, it's like what you were saying about what your ma was saying to you. Do you know what I mean? Like saying certain things that, you know, she might think that certain pursuits, for example, you know, are not going to push you forward in life. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, to a certain degree, she's probably right. Look at Ixion, you know what I mean? This geezer's got a degree in game design. He works in a fucking old ladies' care home. You know what I mean? So, fucking just goes to show, doesn't it? Not one single time has he put any element of that fucking degree that he studied for to any kind of reasonably useful use. And look at the industry now, fucking mess. You know? Point being, you know, it's unfortunately you've got to fucking bend yourself around the world because it ain't gonna bend itself around you. You know what I mean? It's the sad reality. But I always wanted to write something, do you know what I mean? I always felt like, you know, like I'd be able to, you know, craft some kind of story or novel or something like that. But just in reality, it's just probably never going to happen, do you know what I mean? Like, you just ain't never going to have the time or energy to actually be able to dedicate myself to it, do you know what I mean? It's just not practical. Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, you've always had good ideas on that score, haven't you? Like, you know, creative ideas for your D&D and that kind of stuff. It'd be good for you to get back to that at some point. I know you were big into that, weren't you? What am I doing? I did not need to do that. It's just complete waste. Yeah. Yeah, but another thing to maybe look at in your spare time. I've gone from having no antivirals to having too many. So he's just moving like a tank as well. It's like me and Tarkov. Been carrying all that fucking junk around with me. Looking to the DM professional. Do people do that? Well, which I could actually, to be fair. I do have a few. I've got this grenade launcher, which I've got no fucking ammunition for. There's probably going to get rid of that. And these attachments as well. 110 out of 75 rounds are overweight. What else did we have? It's a waste a bit of time until this antiviral wears off. Oh, there we go. Right, so I'm assuming then that means that people like create a campaign in a similar way to which a novelist would do, and then sell that campaign along with their services as being a DM. You know, I don't know that, as you know, I'm really not well keyed in on D&D, so I have to explain it to you. I don't understand it. It's one way of doing it as part of it. But essentially, the hardest part about it is scheduling, getting a proper group. So let's kind of end with a short game I'm paying for or get paid to do an incentivized to play. If I'm going to do that, I need to prep a proper campaign. I might do that in a minute set because I really want to play it. Yeah, I always do. You know, like Izzy always used to be up my arse, you know, about you know, sort of getting a, you know, getting us not to play because I think she wanted it to, you know, to be good for you kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because it was big for you. It was never something that, you know, I'm not really that familiar with it or that I've ever spent really any time getting into, as it were. I like the idea of it, but yeah, just probably not one for me. But yeah, I hear it. To be fair, it'd be good if you did get that going. Be right back. I'm just gonna get a drink. I'm back. We've got some whiskey. Talisker Sky Single Malt Scotch. Well, the missus got me this one for Christmas. I've got to be honest with you, I say it quietly, I'm not really very fond of it. It's got a strange flavour palette. So it's not my favourite. Tastes like, I don't know what it is. It reminds me of disinfectant or something. it's got such a weird flavour profile. Right. I can hear a big boy somewhere. Where are you? There he is. That's actually quite a nice little buff, that is, that when you do a roll it reloads your weapon. That's decent. I've never had that one before, but that's actually really useful. I like that. Isopropyl repurposed. Yeah, literally. I don't know. It's such an odd flavour. It's like, it tastes like the stuff that they were spraying on my tattoo the other day smelled. Very, very weird. Ooh. God, that axe does so good damage. It's just slow. switch to the hatchet. Let's get ratchet with a hatchet. God, my man's gone fully purple at this point. He's about to turn. It looks like your Vega costume from back in the day. God, I hate that costume. Stamina is so slow rebuilding. Come on. Ooh, machete, nice. Best cost. Oh, bro. I think towards the end you're just doing it to annoy me, really, weren't you? Fucking top hat and tails, Vega. I hear Alex is coming out soon for 6. Just use your axe on it. Fuck that. No, me neither. Game's cooked and it's, you know, it's getting what it deserves, unfortunately. Wow, I've got a lot of them. Let's go. You know my thoughts. I find it baffling how people can complain about the amount of nonsense in 5 and then still play 6 and not have similar complaints. Like, there is so much more nonsense and just things that don't make any sense or that are just anti-Street Fighter in Street Fighter 6 than in any other Street Fighter there's ever been ever. It's just fucking nonsense. Fighter 6. Oh no! Oh, that was close. Better than 5 in every respect, but I'm not having Akali. 6 just feels better now. 6 doesn't have a neutral game, so it's not Street Fighter. Ergo, you know, Street Fighter is about a neutral game. That's first and foremost. It's about your neutral game, and Street Fighter 6 doesn't have any aspect of neutral to it, or it bypasses it in more or less every way. It's just fucking nonsense. It's gimmick Fighter 6. Which is fine if you like gimmicks, but it's certainly not Street Fighter. Third Strike is just such. I saw people having this argument on Twitter the other day. You know, in the good old days when I could look at Twitter without breaking the law, and they were talking about how like Third Strike is overrated, or not necessarily overrated, but like overpraised, considering how fucking unbalanced it is. And it's a bit difficult to argue with that, really, considering like how unviable like most of the characters actually are. You know, it's just there's only really a few viable characters overall. You know, and it is looked at a little bit through rose-tinted spectacles in that respect. Third Strike, even though you know it's also very very well loved, isn't it? So why am I carrying a brick around with me? It's a fucking as if I need fucking more weight. I'm gonna have to do something about this because I'm fucking slow as shit. I definitely shouldn't be eating that. Oh, that is nasty, that fucking whiskey. It really is. I'd rather not have a drink. Started proper with Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition and played Ryu and Third Strike. So have a better time. Well, yeah, that's you all over there, isn't it? You're a bit like me. You know, you play your character, don't you? You know, irrespective of what sort of time you have. You know, you don't play the tier list, do you? Oh, I can make a battery. What I realised, where my relationship ended with Street Fighter 6 was when I realised that I'll never be, like I'd got, I forget where it was, I think somewhere in Platinum. But I realised that I would never be able to continue playing it without constantly complaining. You know, like I could continue playing it, like I did with 5, even though I acknowledged that 5 had, its faults, plenty of them. But with 6, I would never have been able to just not be complaining. You know, I would be complaining constantly, much like probably a lot of people did with 5. So it was at that point I realised that I can't be that guy. You know, I can't be that guy who's going to do nothing but complain, but then continue to play the game anyway. So I had to make a moralistic choice. I had to make a choice based on principle, and that was, you can either shut your mouth and keep playing it and have a terrible time, or you can fucking basically say, this Street Fighter's not for me, I'm going to abandon it. And that's where it ended, you know? So that's the decision I had to make. No, you don't, Jake. Surely not. I've never heard you say anything like, bad game or anything of that nature, you know? I just had to make that choice. I couldn't be the person who continues to play it but keeps complaining as he does, you know? And some people do that, don't they? Do you know what I mean? Like, they'll never ever stop whining about the game's mechanics, yet they constantly continue to complain, continue, like, subjecting themselves to it anyway. You know, I was never going to do that. I'm just not going to do it. If I say it's bad and I don't like it, I have to stop, on general principle. And that hurts me because, as you know, like, I'm a big Street Fighter fan. So it hurts me that there's been an entry that's come out that I've had to basically say, well, this one's not for me, But it wasn't, and that's it. So... yeah. Burn, baby, burn. It's Burns night. What happened to this guy? Oh no, I did not mean to do that. Wow. Very short range Molotov. Holy shit. Yeah, and that's fine, bro. Yeah, it's definitely not a, you know, I'm definitely not going into bat for what I always acknowledge that 5 had dreadful problems, you know. But I'll tell you something about Street Fighter 5, and this is, I will put this on my fucking, you know, I'd put money on this, is that the vast majority of most people's complaints were wrapped up in netcode. And they would complain about the mechanics, and they complain about this, and complain about that. But a large part of it was really related to how it felt to play online. And a lot of people want to admit that, because they want to complain about it and make it, and be made to feel like their complaints about things like crush counters, you know, and things of that nature, you know, the system, V-trigger, you know, and all that are the real reasons why they hate it. But I reckon probably 8 out of 10 people are actually really just pissed off that the online experience was bad. You know, and, you know, if you just come out and say that, then nobody can argue with you, you know what I mean? Just be honest with yourself. You know, like, I'm an online-only Street Fighter player, and basically if I can't play it online, I can't play it, you know? So therefore, it equals bad game. You know what I mean? So just say that and be done with it. But don't sit there complaining about crush counters when you're then going to endorse things like the drive system in Street Fighter 6 and you know, and try and tell me that that's less bullshit. It's not. It's fucking infinitely more bullshit. But it is a better online experience. And that's why I know that that's how some people are set up with it. You know? I'm dead, by the way. This is death. I was ranting instead of fucking concentrating on what I was doing. Unless now I don't have one. I'm dead. Oh. Fucking hell. I've got a sliver left. Not nearly as bad. No, I mean the online experience on 5 was embarrassing, wasn't it? Let's be real. You know, no, hands down, it was absolutely embarrassing across the board. I'm assuming when you say the mechanics are easily the first thing that make me hate the game, you're referring to 5 or 6. I'm not sure which one you're referring to when you say that. I'm cooked here, aren't I? I literally cannot get hit for the rest of this level. Oh, I thought I was going to survive that then. Fucking hell. 35, right, yeah. Oh, damn. That was a pretty good run, though. I think Crush Counter was a good idea that wasn't executed correctly. I think if it would have been, I like the idea of you know, having to think more about, you know, just unloading things like fucking wake up DPs and that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like it enhanced the jeopardy more, but the whole V-trigger system was just a bit of a mess, really. It really was. Yeah, yeah, exactly that. Like it's so dumb, and you can see it coming. But of course, this is this is my major complaint with it, Jake. You know what I mean? We've had this conversation before, so I'm just repeating myself, really. But you know, you're there trying to play neutral, and then some fucking absolute ape at the other end is just fucking slapping two buttons. So I'm trying to poke you, you know, try and play Street Fighter, and no, sorry, mate, I'm just gonna fucking blow through you with this DI and smash you into the corner and fucking hit you for 35, 40%. No, mate. No, no, no. Oh, and I'm using modern controls, by the way, as well, you know? Come on, man. I just, you know, like, I'm sorry, it makes me sound like a sourpuss. You know, when people are complaining about the game based on their online experience, you know, go very quickly to the idea that, you know, those people, you know, are not really serious. Not serious, but hang on, let me make sure I say this right. You know, like I grew up obviously in the arcade, so if I wanted to play Street Fighter, I had to go to an arcade and sit down next to someone and play it. You know what I mean? It didn't come to me. I had to go to it. You know what I mean? I had to go with a fucking pocket full of change to play the game. You know. So I find it a little bit galling, really, when people sit there and complain about, oh, the online's bad. Well, fucking go and sit down next to someone and play it then, if it's that fucking, you know, if it's that difficult for you, you know. There's not really very much exciting here, is there? I'm not sure what about that makes him a fucking ranger, other than the fact that he's got the same, you know, the same pistol as your man off Walking Dead. None of this really is very exciting to me. I guess a pipe's a decent investment. Let's get that. And a few 9mm rounds. That's about it, really. I thought it was 2 hits of armor on DIs. I don't know. It makes me sad, man, that I had to just like basically miss out a whole fucking numbered Street Fighter. That's why I wish they'd get their finger out and just make a new alpha game. You know, even if they did it with you know, based on the Street Fighter 6 engine, and then just fucking, you know, like put an alpha skin over it and made it like an alpha game. You know, that would satisfy me. You know. It's such low-hanging fruit. I don't know why they don't do it. It's so irritating. Game needs a poo meter. Oh, like in Scum. Yeah, it does that in Scum. I remember trying to figure that game out, and like my guy was hungry, so I gave him a cabbage to eat, and then he just starts shitting his pants in the game. It's like, what is going on here? What? Where did the 9mm rounds go? Oh, is that just gone into my inventory? I see. Oh, I see. Right, yeah, yeah. So you've got to just mash jab through it, haven't you? Yeah. You know, footsies is using, you know, lights and mediums, isn't it? To poke your opponent, you know. Which, you know, again, going back to 5, say what you want about 5, but the crush counter system encouraged footsies and neutral, didn't it? You know, because if you can fish for a crush counter, you can get something off it. So it encouraged neutral, and ultimately, Street Fighter is about exactly that: neutral and footsies, right? Like you say, when you can just blow through that with one press of 2 buttons, you're not playing Street Fighter no more. You're not. You're basically playing an FPS. You know what I mean? It's just... That's why it's not Street Fighter. Sorry, but it isn't. Yeah, there you go. Exactly that. Yeah, same with Ken's standing roundhouse. Great button. terrific button. You could just fish for a crush counter. God, I remember you fucking used to smash the life out of me with that fucking standing heavy kick. Broski. Oh, you're not going to put some bullets in your gun, Matthew. Alright, fresh run, day one. Playing a woman for some reason, looks like someone's auntie. Anti-clockwise. Oh, there's a big boy. Engage zooming receptors. Yeah. Honestly, I don't think that there's any ceiling limit as to where you can get in that game. It's designed for everybody to be able to make it to master, in my opinion. Like, there really isn't any excuse. You know, if you sat down and you did nothing else but play that, you would get to master no problem. I would, I know plenty of people who couldn't get close to the higher ranks on 5 or 4 that have got master in 6. Which says it all. It says it all. The prosecution rests. The prosecution rests. That there is a metric. Is the only metric you need to talk about. Exactly, yeah. Platinum bar doing nothing. Exactly that. It's such a shame. But I must admit, the first time I ever saw it, the first build of it I ever saw when it was, before it was coming out, I knew it wasn't going to be for me. I just knew it. I was like, this doesn't look like Street Fighter to me. And I feel like, and this is the last thing I'm going to say in it, because otherwise I'll be here all night. I feel like it was welcomed so heavily by so many people, or so strongly by so many people, because it was all the things that 5 wasn't, right? But that doesn't make it good. It doesn't make it a good Street Fighter game just because it's different to 5, And I think that that's the mistake that a lot of people, the conflation that a lot of people make. Like, okay, cool, it doesn't have this aspect of 5. It doesn't have this aspect of 5. It's got a better netcode than 5. It's got all these extra features like World Tour and all this fucking, superfluous shit that, nobody in their right mind is going to spend any time playing with, But just not being 5 doesn't make it a good Street Fighter. It just doesn't. And I think a lot of people looked at it like that, and that's got, unfortunately, how fighting game people are. Unfortunately, one of the worst fucking communities, in inverted commas, there is out there. Absolute, full of absolute idiots. Clout chasing fucking basement dwellers. Bro, I went to some fighting game tournaments and I could not believe it. Like, I thought, nah, this thing about the smell can't be real. It must be a meme. Like, there's no way that that's actually true, bro. Like, have a wash. Have a wash. Just try it, like, once. Just have a wash. The reason you play 6 because it's relevant, so it's better chances of getting a match in. Yeah, fair enough. Bro, this is it with me. Until the next one comes out, I'm happy enough playing the alpha games on my arcade machine and just playing arcade mode. Do you know what I mean? Like, me in multiplayer games anyway. It's not as if, I'm desperate to test myself. I know what I'm doing. I know how to play Street Fighter. And I'm more than happy just doing that until the next one comes out, and then we'll see. You've got to realise, me and you are in the top echelon of this environment. Well, I won't disagree with that. She feels fast though, holy shit. Maybe because she's not weighed down with fucking 5 tons of gear like my last guy was. It just feels that way. Is there anything else here worth getting? Oh, I do have a battery. There's a basement here as well. Take a look. Take a look, chat. I'll take it for now until something better comes along. The milky moment. Why do I keep picking bricks up? I don't want bricks. Bro, for like the last 3 days I've been trying to watch Lord of the Rings, like the first Lord of the Rings film, and every time I do I just fall asleep. Every single time I put it on, just fucking fall asleep. I don't think it's possible anymore. Ah! I mean, there is a cache here. There'll best be something good in it if I'm going to go for it. I wonder if I can sneak up to it without them seeing me. Whoops! Nearly took it. Get out of here. Me and my girlfriend literally watched all 3 multiple times this year. She even more so. The first one's my favourite. Fair enough. I mean, I'm not a big fan, if I'm honest. It's just not something that really boils my kettle. But every now and then I'll see like a clip or something, and it'll convince me to go back and reassess it, you know, have another look. Even though I've seen them all multiple times, you know, I always sort of like, when I see something, I think, right, I should like this, why don't I go and have another look? And every time I always regret it, you know? Don't know why. As I seem to recall, my favourite of all of them is the second one. Big fuel. Happy days. Ooh. Through the window, you know. Ooh. Kim was great for his time, all the power to him and his legacy, but it's not that fucking great. I remember when I was a kid, like really small kid, I remember seeing a like an animated story about it on the TV. I think it might have been Christmas, I can't really remember, but it was very long and very old, you know, very primitive animation methods. And I remember asking whoever it was I was with at the time, I forget, whatever adult it was, what's this? And they said, oh, it's Lord of the Rings. And I said, what's that? And they were telling me about it. And I remember being quite captivated by that, because it was quite sort of, you know, there was a lot of sort of, you know, quite sort of dark, disturbing imagery in it. It wasn't anime in you know, presented in an anime sort of fashion. But it was quite dark and dingy and sort of, you know, oppressive from that perspective. And I was quite fascinated by it as a little boy. But yeah, you know, so it's like I'm not sure. Like, I think it's the whole Disneyfication of the whole thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, and all of the fucking, oh, I don't know. It's difficult for me to put my finger on. It just doesn't boil my kettle for some reason. But I often, you know, like I said, I catch sight of something and think, oh, let's go and revisit it again. But like I said, for the last 3 times I've tried to put it on, I've been asleep within 10 or 15 minutes. It probably just says more about my fucking energy levels overall. Bro, I can't believe on Monday I'm going to be back working 9 to 5 in an office again. Cannot believe it. That's going to be crazy. Ooh, shotgun, very nice. That's a nice find. A shotgun plus shells. You will though, like, you will look forward to it. I'll tell you something. What the hell? What? You see that? There's like a cloud of poison gas and my bullets wouldn't go through it. What the hell? I'll tell you something. Nothing is more depressing than, you know, being made redundant like I was and getting paid, you know, like a significant amount of money and then watching it just fucking evaporate on rent payments and bills. Like, it's the most depressing fucking thing in the world. Like, I've still got plenty left, but, like, you know, it's significantly lower than what it was. Like, all in all, I think this little period of not working between September and obviously, you know, when I start on Monday has cost me about 10 grand. Which is just fucking outrageous when you think about it. You know, it's not like I've done, you know, like I bought a motorbike or a car or like done anything exciting. It's fucking, you know, ugh. Yeah, I did pick fuel up, didn't I? Yeah. Oh, cool. Clean this place out already. Be there. Horrible. Oh, this one's got a store, but I don't really think I've got anything to trade. Let's go in this direction, see if we can pick up something next to trade in the next map. Yeah, I know, bro. I know. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, I know. I've been worried about you, bro. I've been talking to Maya about you. You know, like, you know, I was worried about what was going to happen. That's why when you said that you'd sorted something out with your ma, I was like, thank God. You know. That would have been bad. So that's what I'm saying to you. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, you know, from the perspective of what you're gonna do, like, make a really solid plan this time. Do you know what I mean? Make a very solid plan. Don't, you know, don't get distracted. You know. And just stay focused on building for the future, you know. You know, we're not in that dissimilar boats, bro. To be fair, you know what I mean. We've both got a big year ahead, so we can do it together, bro. We can do it together. Where am I going? Where's the fuel at? Cleaned up most of the room, cool. Have you spoken to the landlord yet? What's this guy doing? Ha! What's he doing? You okay, bro? Get out your misery. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oop. We need to try and find some. Piss off. Yeah, let's do that dodge and reload your weapon because that's pretty handy. Handy. Oh my god. I don't have a battery. Of course it's empty. Of course it is. I had to switch laundry, so if you said anything I couldn't hear. I just asked you if you'd spoken to your landlord yet about what you're gonna do. You know what the arrangements are. Didn't notice that. Okay, cool. How'd that go? Finally messaged me first. Told him at the end of the month at the latest, right? So he knows that you're not paying him again, essentially. Oh, there's a campfire here. Still got some not too worried. Told him my first order message to pay him back. Oh, that's cool. Oh, nice. Lovely. Do not need a flare gun. I wonder if there's many people out there that play this game as like in a stealthy way. Like the only real reason to pick a flare gun up is if you're going to try and distract the zombonis to you know, try and sneak past them. But it seems a bit counterintuitive to play this game in that way. But maybe I'm just a bit trigger happy for that. Who knows? Yeah, I'll pay him what he's owed when I get settled. I mean, he did nothing wrong. He's been chill with like paying it, so I don't actually feel too bad paying what I'm owed. Yeah, that's fair. That's very good of you, bro. To be fair. What is going on? What is happening? What, we got blanks in here? Cool, got a suppressor at least. I forget you're playing a woman. Yeah. True. I could really do with a battery. Anything else down here? Oh, there's more fuel here? Not see that. Check that out already. Of course it's fucking empty. So you're going to be GMT -5 again then, aren't you? If you're in Florida, that's where you're going to be... Yeah, you're going to be GMT -5. Is it 5 or 4? I think it's 5, isn't it? So when it's like 8 o'clock here, it'll be like 3 PM there. Which is much more sociable, isn't it? What did you talk to your brother? Like, does he know that you're moving back over there? Five, right? What's going on with my knee, bro? I swear to God, that's the last thing I need. Last thing I need. KNEED. I don't think I've got much to trade with this guy. We'll see though. So yeah, board. And a pocket knife. I guess I can say the Tauron. This one for an extended magazine. I might come back to you. Let's have a look around. Scrap's always handy. I didn't talk to your brother. I'm not sociable these days, I don't know. What would matter to him? I'm not gonna do shit anyway. Yeah. Bit disappointing really that, you know, considering that's what that's what you went out there for. But you have completed one full lap, bro, at this point. You know, you have done one full lap of the United States since I've known you. So, fair play. Come on then, fatty. Come on. Oh, ow. Is this one of the ones that blows up or not? this area after the whole mega debacle. I've lost any love I had for this place. And it's currently so accommodating. I'm fucking tired of it all, bro. I hear it. I hear it, bro. It's not really been a very good move, that one, has it? How long's it been? How long have you been out there for? Yeah, bro, you need to put some roots down somewhere, man. Seriously. Stick some fucking roots down. Get settled. Yeah, definitely that. I'm glad you're saying that. Three years. North Dakota to... No, hang on a minute. Louisville, wasn't it? You were in first. When I first came across you, you were in Louisville, as far as I recall. Then you moved to North Dakota. Then you went to Florida. Then you went to where you are now, and now you're going back to Florida again. I think is the established order. Take that on the melee damage, 25%. Oh, okay. Well, that's another thing, isn't it? Is that obviously... So what does your girlfriend say about you going back to Florida? Like, what's her thoughts about it? When you first went to North Dakota, then I went to Louisville, then to Florida, then to North Dakota. Ah, okay. Yeah, I figured you were in North Dakota twice. So yeah, I got that a bit messed up. Got the timeline messed up. More than it already had. But I mean, what's happening in the long term? Like does she not want you to? Does she want to come to you? Do you want to go there? Like, what's the plan? Because if I know women, bro, and I've seen a few of them in my time, they want to know what's happening in the future, you know. Can I get through there? Yes, I can. Cat burglar settings. Doesn't give a shit about the long term. Okay, no. That's a new one. Never bought it up, never got bought up. I mean... Cool. I mean, if it's just vibes, it's just vibes, isn't it? Doesn't sound very, what's the word? It sounds very unfemale-esque, you know? It's a new one on me. Right, before I go, let's, have I been in there on the right-hand side? Can't remember. I've probably been in there 5 minutes ago and just forgotten. No, I can't have been in here. I like that muffled sound that comes out of the truck. Let's see. When I think about the future, she's very broy, which is a nice thing in some aspects. That's something to worry about for later, far later. For now, I'm thankful for what it is. It's not another problem to deal with. She's self-sufficient, independent, and all which is new to me. Good. Yeah. Hey, as long as it's, as long as you're you're vibing how you are, there's no reason to set it on fire, is there, as it were. Is there anything I want to buy from this guy? What's he got? 9mm rounds. He wants 7 knowledge for those. Could have done with some more ammo, ideally. 20 for a battery, holy shit. Oh, that's enough. I really like those effects. It sounds like he's talking. It literally sounds like he's talking from inside the van. I'm quite fond of that. That will do. Already. Go on, we'll have another drink. Go on. Get through this whiskey if we can. A bit of ice left. This is what I tend to do these days when I have a drink. I just get 2 cubes of ice from the freezer, and I put them in my drink, and then I just pour whiskey into it until the ice is gone, and then that's it. And then I put the whiskey away. That's my strategy. God knows I will not be drinking much after Monday. I promised Shas that I would do a Broken Sword 5 playthrough on my YouTube channel, and I've been promising it for ages and never got round to it. So I've finally done a few episodes this festive period. I think I've got 4 episodes out. So so they're on the channel now. I'll try and get one more out before I start. Wow, I will try to. I'm not sure whether I will. We'll have to see. See what I've got time for. Need some whiskey. You can have some of this if you want. Yeah, it's an adventure point and click game, innit? Well, it's nice to be able to do that for her, sort of a playthrough that she can enjoy, She's a good one, Darsha. Did I tell you did I show you guys she'd made me a bobble hat? An Arsenal coloured bobble hat that she sent me in the post. It was mega. Knitted me a red and white bobble hat that I wore down to the football. Incredible. Yeah, before the enslaving, yeah. Get away from me. Get back! Oh, did that kill him? Holy shit. Let's put that. In Jesse, we've got to cook meth. You don't even know what I'm talking about. Shas, you know, like the old, you remember Shas from my old, used to be a mod on my stream. Shariam, she used to be her screen name on Twitch. She used to be called Shariam, but her name's Shas. She's Sven, Blind Warrior Sven's missus. And she's blind. And she lives in the Netherlands. Anyway. You will have had interactions with her over the years. She's in the Discord. She doesn't talk much in the Discord, but she is there. Shotgun fucking rocks. Love a good shotgun in his arm again. Yeah. There are better shotguns later on. You know, you can unlock better shotguns like the fucking hell, like the Spaz, I think, and the what's it called, the M10 or whatever. So at the moment I'm stuck with this retarded one. I'm sure I have, but yeah, that's been deleted from the memoirs. Where's this fucking fuel, bro? Or do I even need any fuel? Where am I at with fuel? No, I don't even need any. Restaurant. I'm hungry. I always get hungry at this time of night, but I know it's a mistake to have something to eat every time. Oh, did that hit me? Oh, it did hit me. I don't even know if I needed that, to be honest with you. Yeah, well, that sounds... Yeah, exactly that. That sounds like MOD procurement practices, to be fair. Like the MOD have admitted today that there's a £28 billion black hole in our procurement finances to get to where we need to be by, like, I don't know, 2030 or something. We need to find 28 billion from somewhere. Like, the MOD is an absolute embarrassment when it comes to buying, you know, the things that the military need. Absolutely pathetic. Their track record is embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Like I swear to God, like Saddam Hussein had a better procurement fucking framework than the British Ministry of Defence. Swear to God. Juice. That's my dinosaur juice. What is going on here? These guys just swimming on the front desk. What is happening? Okay, I'll take it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Come again. Money knows best. It's not even that. It's just I just don't know what are the decisions what the criteria is on decision making for the MOD, because it's been uniformly disastrous, and the person it hurts the most is the person who has to use it. You know what I mean? Like, it's the soldier, you know? It's the soldier that suffers the most from these decisions. You know, it's just pathetic. I've never known anything like it. It's like every piece of military procurement that goes on in this country is a fucking uniform disaster, no pun intended. Ajax, the SA, you know, Ajax, the SA-80, fucking Challenger, you know, every single one is just a disaster. It just lurched from one disaster to another. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. I've been there already. I don't know. I do need antiviral though. Bro, I genuinely don't know what I'm looking at anymore. I don't know what I'm looking at. Not at all. Let's feel that. Oh my god, really? Yeah, that's what I keep thinking. Just fucking send the asteroid, bro. At this point, you know, if there's one out there, just send it because we need it. You know. And I'm not even joking. Like you think, oh, he's joking when he says that. No, I'm serious. I'm deadly serious. What this fucking gaggle of mammals needs is an extinction level event to sort them out. And when I say an extinction level event, I mean something that comes from outside of, you know, our own machinations. You know what I mean? And then maybe we might actually fucking do something. We might actually fucking help each other out. You know, instead of being absolute spastics like we are at the moment, it's just fucking crazy. That was probably a mistake. Uh-oh. Where am I going? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, Scheiße. Scheisenhausen. Oh, broski. I'm dead. Oh, I'm dead as fuck. Oh, Arabella-san. Arabella-chan. Arabella-chan! Daisuki da yo! Pussy wet to desu ne! Oh, goodness me. Nurse loadout. Yeah, he looks like a nurse, doesn't he? He looks like fucking Lemmy from Motorhead. What the fuck? Imagine if that was your nurse. Oh, goodness me. Right, that's my lot, lads. Good stuff, though. Nice to chat with you, Jake, as always. and I'll catch up with you later. Thanks for anybody else who came in but didn't chat. In a bit, yeah.